today we are modeling with linear functions. So what happens is we're given a bunch of points, and we are going to find the line of best fit, which is this first line. Okay, so it gives me a bunch of points, and the highest x value is 50, and the highest y value is 195. So I'm going to count by 5s on the bottom for my x's. And then I'm going to count by 20s on my y's. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and plot my points as best as I can. I know this isn't quite exact. Okay, so when I plot my points, it looks something kind of like this. So does it look like these points have a linear relationship? It doesn't look like they make a line. Have you ever seen a line? These ones look like they have a linear relationship. Okay, and it wants me to write an equation of a line of fit. So if I'm doing this by hand, I'm going to draw a line that kind of seems to go along with most of my points. Okay. Okay, and it wants me to write the equation of this line. So what would my slope on this line be? So on my line, it looks like it's going up about 40, and then to the right 15. So my slope here would be 40 over 15. And then since those are both divisible by 5, I can simplify. What does it simplify to? 8 over what? 3. Okay, and then what does it look like it's crossing my y-axis at? 60. So my equation of my line is going to be y equals 8 over 3x plus 60. Questions on that line? Okay, so then it wants me to estimate the height of a person who is 35 centimeters long. Was height x or y? Y. So I'm going to plug in the height for my y value. So I'm going to plug in 35, and then I have 8/3 x plus 60. No. It told me the femur length, my bad. This is the femur is 35, so that's x. Okay. So then I want to type this into the calculator. To type in a fraction, let's clear my screen. To type in a fraction, I just do division. So 8 divided by 3, 8 divided by 3. And then I'm going to do times 35 plus 60. So when I'm typing equations in the calculator, I pretty much type them exactly how they look on the paper. I press enter, and it gives me 153.3. So I'm just going to round and say 153. So questions there? Okay. So filling in the blanks, a line of best fit is the line that fits as close as possible to all the data points. Calculators can be more precise with this, and they use something called regression to find them. So then there's something called a correlation coefficient, and it tells me how It tells me how well the data fits the line. Correlation coefficient. So if I have a positive number, it tells me that the slope is going to be positive. If I have a negative number, it tells me that the slope is going to be negative. And then numbers less than 0.30 have a weak correlation, means they aren't very well related. Numbers greater than 75 have a strong correlation, and numbers in between 0.30 and 0.75 have a moderate correlation. And they can be positive or negative, because that just implies whether it's going up or down. Jose, are you taking notes?
Yeah.
Can I move on to the back? So then on the back, I have steps for making the calculator find the line of best fit for me. So I want to use the data points from number 1 to find my line of best fit, and then I'm going to estimate the height again with length of a femur 35 centimeters long. So I'm going to go grab another paper so I can have the data points on the screen at the same time. Okay, so I have my data points. And then what I'm going to do, so on my calculator, I'm going to go to, the first step it says to go to stat, and then I'm going to press enter. If I have values in my L1 and L2, all I do is I go up here, I press the clear button, and then I move back down and it'll clear it out. So L1 is going to be my X, and L2 is going to be my Y values. So I'm going to go through, and in my calculator, I'm going to type in all those values. Huh? You do L2 for Y and L1 for X. Okay, does everyone have their points typed in? Okay, so then the next step says to press second, which is this blue button right here, and then mode, which is the button right next to it. It takes me back to my home screen. You may or may not have things on your home screen. Then the next button I press is stat, this one right here. And then I want to switch over to the middle column, which is calc, so I use the arrow button. And I want to find a linear equation, so I'm going to do linear regression, choice 4. Then it gives me a bunch of stuff. I'm going to go all the way down to calculate. And it's not showing me my R value. So what I want to do if it's not showing me my R value is I'm going to go to second and 0. And diagnostic on. I have to scroll all the way down. And then I go back and repeat my steps to do the linear regression. And it should give me some R's. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and write the equation of my line. I don't need these points anymore. And I don't need the steps. I don't want you in the light. There. So what I'm going to do is to write my equation of the line. A is the number that goes in front of my x, so I'm going to have y equals, I'm just going to round to 1 decimal place, so I have 2.6 x because it's part of the equation, and then my b value is, it's going to round to 65. Okay, so that's my line of best fit, and wants me to estimate the height of a person whose femur is 35 centimeters long. So I'm going to plug in 35 again. And before I type this in the calculator, I want to point out that my R value is 0.99, so pretty much 1. So it's telling me that these two things are strongly related. So the height of a person is definitely connected to the length of their femur. So I'm going to go type this into the calculator. 2.6 times 35 plus 65. And this time I get 156. So I did a pretty good job on my hand-drawn line. Questions there?